Yun lang yung gusto kong ilabas din sa dibdib ko na I feel for Imee. I don't know paano niya naha-handle all the bashing every night bago siya matulog with everything is on the line. Sobrang naawa lang din ako sa kanya. And sa politically speaking naman, sino ba ang who can go against Bongbong and Marcoses? It's also her. Sino ba ang sisira sa bakal o sa Dakalawang? So, talagang practically speaking, whether we admit it or not, and my God, magagalit yung mga listeners sa akin nito. Pero, we really need Imee. Kung merong sisira at gigiba sa tower ng mga Marcoses, it's only her and her alone. So, sana, let's give her a chance. Baka naman gusto niyang i-redeem ang pangalan ng mga Marcoses. It so happened na hindi siya yung naging mukha.
Ayan, nagsend ako ng link kay Sas. Ayan. Habang hinihintay natin siya umakyat, ay paakyatin natin at pagsalitain si Cass. Hello, Cass.
Hi, Joey. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Miss Joey, ito lang yung mga palaisipan sa akin at this point. Medyo baka malayo yung punto. Sa lahat na nangyari na ito, bakit dinownplay, para sa pananaw ko, bakit dinownplay nila Bato, Bongo, Robin Padilla yung Pulboron hearing nung last year? Kasi parang feeling ko yun na yung parang pinaka... Oo. Doon ako parang, umabot na tayo sa ganito na si PRRD natangay na sa sa Netherlands. Parang, yun yung pala isipan sa akin na, ano ba, miscalculated, ano ba to?
Ako tingin ko dahil rookie senators. Ganun.
And that also brings me dun sa question ng kay Senator Imee. Bakit hindi rin siya nagpa-participate dun sa mga, yung mga top issues na yun, like sa hindi ko matandaan kung nandun siya, dun sa KOJC.
Yung sa KOJC, ang alam ko, nagbigay ng statement doon si Imee. Like, sabi niya, she can't understand why you are trying to arrest, yung dami ng yung dami ng police na ginamit to hunt just one person. Nagbigay ng statement doon si Senator Imee. Although Senator Imee kasi is not part of the public order committee.
Hindi siya pwedeng sumali.
Hindi talaga siya kasali doon. Hindi siya kasali doon. So, nagbigay siya ng statement doon na hindi niya suportado yung ginagawa sa KOJC. Ayun, mga senador naman kasi talagang statement lang naman talagang mga pwedeng gawin ng mga yan Ganun. Kaya nga nakakaloka, ang pinakamaraming action na senador, si Risa. Kasi si Risa parang, pag nag-utos sa PI, pag nag-utos sa ganito, parang na-accommodate, di ba?
In fairness kay Madam Risa, talagang na-utilize niya ang kanyang trono.
Well, ina-accommodate rin siya ng executive. Bilo pag nag-request siya sa executive, ginagawa.
Fast forward, upcoming elections, let's just assume na, yung Duterte, very few ang makalusot. Ano bang mga insights mo of what might happen? You think the likes of Bong Revilla and Jinggoy are sway votes or like solid na to? Set in stone na nope.
Tingin ko si Jinggoy might vote for Inday's in favor of Inday. Tingin ko.
How about Tolentino?
No. Hindi natin masasabi yan.
No. Pero yun yung mga parang palaisipan sa akin. Would they actually parang magkampi sila dun sa the powers that are sitting now, or would they
si Pia Cayetano, di ba si Alan Peter, very supportive yung kanyang mga situations recently to PRRD. Pero si Pia Cayetano, nasa alyansa. Alam mo naman ng mga Cayetano, survivalist din yung mga yan. Magaling rin sa politics yan. Magaling rin maglaro yung mga yan. So, half is with the Duterte, half is with the alyansa. But Pia Cayetano is, swayed to vote in favor of the impeachment of Justice Corona. Yun yung track record ni Pia. So we can't really say, parang aside from the fact na nasa alyansa si Pia, meron na siyang track record na bumoboto siya in favor of an impeachment na unreasonable. Tapos, ngayon, si Alan Peter, tingin ko, baka boboto siya against sa impeachment ni Inday. So, yung Cayetano, parang pwede mo nang i-X yan. Diba? Kasi 1-1, parang zero out sila. Zero out nila isa't isa, ganyan. Tapos, the rest, I mean, ang sigurado lang talaga dyan na hindi boboto sa impeachment ni Inday, si Bato, si Bongo, si
Robin
Padilla, at si Imee Marcos. Yan lang talaga yung sure. The rest, hindi talaga natin alam. Mm.
Anyway, yun lang. Thank you.
Mm. Okay. Thank you very much, Cass. Tagal mong ang tagal mong nawala Ay, bumaba na siya. Ayan. Hello, JV. Sabi ni James Cloud, survivalist, in other words, manggagamit. Yeah, and Philippine politics is talaga, marami talagang ganyan. Ganon. Marami talagang manggagamit. Coco Pimentel and Lauren Ligordo. Ay, mas lalong hindi natin masabi yan, Tita Inday. Tita Inday, alam mo, ang asawa ni Coco Pimentel ay na-appoint bilang ambassador ng Bongbong administration. At si Coco Pimentel na nangako na wala daw siyang pake kahit mag-isa na lang niyang oposisyon, is he doing the job of the opposition after having the wife being appointed as an ambassador? 'Di ba? 'Di ba, Tita Inday? So di natin yan masabi. Lauren Ligarda, mas lalong hindi natin alam. Ayun. Okay. Anyway, hello JV.
Hi, Ma'am Joey. Good evening po.
Good evening.
Gusto ko lang pong i-share din kasi matagal na namin pinag-uusapan to ng family. Yung issue na kay Amy. Kasi hindi ko lang maintindihan. Di ba nung nagkaroon ng unity team, ang sinisisi nila si Amy.
Kasi si Amy naman talaga yung siya yung nag-forge ng unity team eh.
And they are blaming her na alam mo naman palang may problema yung kapatid mo. But then kasi ang nakikita sana hindi magalit sila yung iba sa akin na. Pero kasi nakikita namin dito.
Nagalit na lang si Sas.
Nagalit na sila.
Welcome to Moisture Sas.
Hello, Ma'am Sas. Hindi kasi ang isip ko lang, ako bilang kapatid din. Kayo bilang may kapatid din. Iba-iba naman yung personality and ugali ng bawat isa. Let's say, we don't even have the idea and the knowledge kung ano ang end of the bargain nila nung binuo nila yung unity team. What if? Kasi si Amy Marcos naman talaga, kahit siya yung pinakamatalino and siya yung favorite ng senior, she is not winnable as a president. So anong gagawin? They need to redeem their names. Paano kung lahat ng good promises and lahat ng support from Lisa ay pinangako from langit at lupa and stars? Paano kung gano'n yung naging usapan nila? And sabi nyo nga, nakita naman ni Sarah yung surveys na yes, talagang very powerhouse, yung power team, yung tandem nila noon. So bakit kailangan sisihin si Amy? Doon sa nangyari. Siya yung nag-link, yes. Pero wala naman tayo doon sa kwento para intindihin kung ano yung pinag-usapan nila and ano yung mga agreements. Now, dumating na doon sa point na walang nangyari. So for example, lahat na lang ng pangit ang ginawa ni BBM. May babalik pa ba ni Amy?
JV, si Amy, nung finorge na yung unity, meron siyang sariling lakad. Pero yung kapatid niya, at saka yung tropa ng kapatid niya, may mga sariling lakad din.
Oh, yung pa nga isa. Yun nga ma'am, kung lahat
kasi
ng
ang kwento sa kaparangan kasi, ang dapat na ES, ang supposedly, ang kaagapay talaga ni Amy sa presidency, si Amy. Ganon.
Yes.
So, the extent na siya dapat yung executive secretary. Yan din yung isang reason kung bakit parang meron silang ref ni Attorney Vic. Kasi ang naging ES si Attorney Vic. Ito ang chismis sa kaparangan lang, no? Ito yung mga chismis sa kaparangan, walang katotohanan. Ganyan. Pero yun yung, kaya hindi ko gets yung mga nagpapakalat ng double agent narrative na tanim ni Amy si Vic Rodriguez. Kasi, sa kampo ni Amy, ang ina-expect niya is that she will be closely monitoring the presidency of the brother. Pero hindi yun nangyari. Kasi ang nangyari, hindi niya kinaya ang powers ni Mamshi. Hindi kinaya ni Amy ang powers ni
Evil
Mamshi.
Lord.
Oo. So siya yung she stayed as a senator. Iba yung naging ES. Ayun. So.
Tama yung sinasabi mo dyan, Ma'am Joey. Yan din yung isa sa mga iniisip namin noon na kaya napapayag din si Sarah. Because Amy has the brains and Amy has the heart, but Bongbong has the popularity and the face. Alam mo, residual effect kasi yan ng mga loyalista ni Senyor. So nakuha ni Bongbong yon. So the Amy is the backbone, the Amy is the brain, but Bongbong is the face. So yun yung iniisip namin. Kaya lang, everything fell down, lahat naging mali. So ano gagawin ni Amy? Hindi naman po pwedeng baguhin ulit ang eleksyon. And, hindi ko lang magets bakit sila gigil kay Amy. Si Amy ba may ginawa kay Sarah? Si Amy ba may ginawa?
Huwag kang spam. Ibablock kita. Huwag pa ulit-ulit yung comment. Saka wag kang naka-all caps, paulit-ulit na nga comments mo, all caps kang putang ina mo. Sige na, wag na. Sabi ng nanay ko, bahala araw, wag daw ako magmura. I-delete ko
Ayun,
pa ako, di Jackson, wag makulit. Kung gusto mong makasali sa kwentuhan, wag makulit masyado. Ayan. Anyway, go ahead, GV.
Ayun, so hindi ko lang po mag-guess na sana talaga hindi ako i-bash, pero hindi ko lang maintindihan bakit si Amy ang sinisisi niya sa lahat. Wala naman siyang ginawang masama kay Sarah, wala siyang ginawang masama kay Pangulong Duterte. In fact, siya lang ang may ginagawa para itama, at least she's trying na itama kung ano yung mga ginagawang kademonyuhan ng kapatid niya and everyone around Bongbong. So, hindi ko lang maintindihan. And sana ma-appreciate din ng mga kasi yung sinasabi nila na never again, oo nga, never again. Pero sana makita rin niyo naman yung efforts ni Amy na she's trying to redeem what is left for the Marcoses.
Malaking bagay kasi sa akin yung malaking bagay. Kumbaga, while naiintindihan ko yung galit, no matter how unreasonable it is, yung galit ng mga kasi ganito, no, parang let us also understand na yung mga galit na galit ngayon kay Amy, eto kasi yung mga napahiya ng 2022. Ito yung mga nagumbinsi ng kapatid ni Amy na si Bongbong na iboto niyan, ganyan. Tapos ito yung mga nangampanya, ito yung mga tao talaga na na talagang kinausap yung mga kaibigan nila, kapatid nila, ganyan. Na iboto niyo si Bongbong, ganon. And sinampal sila ng katotohanan na parang putang ina, budol to si Bongbong, ganyan. So, syempre, may tao yan may face yung mga yan So, kumbaga, naka-experience talaga yan ng naka-experience talaga yung mga yan na ng embarrassment. And so, itong mga syempre parang kung ganun yung nararamdaman mo, you're really going to find someone to blame, ganyan. Ngayon, si Amy kumbaga parang madali kasi siyang ituro dahil unang-una kapatid niya si Bongbong, 'di ba?
Siya naging sponge ngayon.
Oo. So kumbaga madali siyang ituro. So sa akin, yung mga galit na galit kay Amy, na yung galit na galit sa budol na nangyari, yung mga ganyan. Naiintindihan ko to certain extent yung nararamdaman nila dahil nga napahiya to sa mga kamag-anak Napahiya to sa mga kaibigan. 'Di ba? So kailangan nilang ituro, ganyan.
Naku, Ma'am Joey, ako din naman. Nangyari pa sa akin na spray paint pa yung sasakyan ko kasi nagdikit ako ng sticker ng yung Duterte Feast at saka yung peace na sign. So talaga na spray paint pa yung sasakyan ko and nabigyan pa ako ng memo ng doktor kasi doctors and nurses are for Lenny that time. Yun yung campaign. So sa lahat din ng sakit na inabot ko, but still I don't find bitterness and hate on Amy. Kasi me as a sister, meron din ako mga kapatid na hindi din naman maganda yung status and conditions pagdating sa decision making and all. Pero nandito na yan nangyari na yan. Isipin din sana nila kung ano yung iniisip, kung gaano kabigat din ito for Amy every night na she has to choose between family, friends, and the country. Kung gaano din yung pressure sa kanya. Sobrang hirap din yon as a sister. Pwede siyang itakwil ng lahat ng family members. Tapos galit pa sa kanya ng taong bayan.
Hindi naman, yung sa totoo lang yung tingin ko yung unrealistic na demand kay Senator Amy na, kapatid ka, alam mo yan, ganyan. Ako marami akong kapatid, 5 yung kapatid ko bali 6. Meron pa akong isang adopted brother. I don't know the nitty-gritty of their lives, their decision making or whatsoever. Parang, parang sa akin yung doon ako medyo na-off na, na parang yung demand na, hindi, kapatid niya yan, alam niya yan, siya lahat, na ganyan. Nung kang mapilit ko yung kapatid ko na gawin niya yung gusto ko. I don't think it's sa totoo lang, may mga kapatid kayo Ano ang hold niyo? Ano ang hold ninyo sa mga kapatid ninyo?
Wala. Lalo kung nasa right age na. Wala.
Oo. Gawin niya kung ano yung gusto niya.
So, yun lang yung gusto kong ilabas din sa dibdib ko na I feel for Amy. I don't know paano niya na-handle all the bashing every night bago siya matulog with everything is on the line. Sobrang naawa lang din ako sa kanya. And sa politically speaking naman, sino ba ang who can go against Bongbong and Marcoses? It's also her. Sino ba ang sisira sa bakal? Also the kalawang. So talagang practically speaking, whether we admit it or not, and my God, magagalit yung mga listeners sa akin ito. Pero we really need Amy. Kung merong sisira at gigiba sa tower ng mga Marcoses, it's only her
Mm.
and her alone.
Mm.
So sana, let's give her a chance. Baka naman gusto niyang i-redeem ang pangalan ng mga Marcoses. It so happened na hindi siya yung naging mukha.
Oo.
So, yun lang, Ma'am Joey.
Thank
Gusto ko lang
you,
ilabas sa
JV.
dibdib ko.
Actually, maganda yung maganda yung, merong write-up si Cooks de Leon, taga Davao siya. Parang paidaran niya si Inday eh. Tapos ang articulate niya mag-unpack nung, sobrang naguguluhan siya. Ano 'tong ginagawa ni Inday? Ano 'to, ganyan. Sana merong ganitong art yung storya, ganyan. Nakakaaliw. Basahin niyo rin kasi parang understandable naman talaga yung understandable naman talaga yung mga telenovela ng mga twist and turns nitong mga pangyayari na yung ibang mga tao, wait lang, 'di ba? Yung mga ganun. Kaso nga lang, ang siguro sa akin kasi mas madali yung transition kasi nga October 2024 pa lang sinasabi ko sa inyo, you have to be cold-hearted dito sa 2025 election. You really have to be cold-hearted. Do not make this election a pageantry. Talagang it has to be strategic because this is a crucial election. This election will dictate the next 2 or 3 election cycles. Ayan. So anyway, ayan. JV, meron ko pa gustong i-share at para ma-welcome na natin ang ating ka-moisture, si Dare to Ask, na siyang nagyaya nitong live na ito.
Wala na po, Ma'am Joey. And gusto ko lang i-greet si Ma'am Sas na very, very intelligent. Lagi po ako nakikinig sa discussions po ninyong dalawa. And nagkaroon na po ako ng severe insomnia.
Nakapanood.
Ayan, madaling araw. Thank you, Ma'am Joey. Salamat.
Wise lang.
Bye, Ma'am Sas.
Thank you, JV. Maraming salamat.
Bye.
Ayan. Hello, ang hinahunting na gustong tirahin ng lahat sa Pilipinas.
Masarap akong tirahin. Gusto ko tanong sa kanila, masarap akong tirahin. Hinahanap ako ng CIDG girl.
Oo. Actually, kami daw, talagang nakamonitor ang accounts 24/7, ganyan-ganyan. Even the
Ako hinahanap. Parang, I'm to the point Kasi given the Intel funds, talagang hinahanap niyo pa rin ako sa Pilipinas? I mean, that's stupid.
Ibig sabihin ibig sabihin yan, Bex, kasi di ba may mga post kang kapukihan ng mga nasa Davao ka, yung mga ganun. Ibig sabihin, naniniwala sila.
Hindi nila kaya i-check sa immigration? Ano kala nila, nag-ano ko backdoor? Na nagsagwan ng bangka? Do I look like someone who will ride a bangka to go to another country?
Ayun. So, feeling ko yun. Tapos, considering na natatangan sila, ganyan-ganyan.
Pero, why go to all my kamag-anaks?
Parang matanungin ko, nagpunta ka talaga ng Davao. Because the intelligence fund is not so intelligent.
Hindi ba? Hindi ba pwede magtanong sa DFA muna? Or parang hindi kayo mapahiya? Pwede mo nilang gawin
Kasi nagsasaya sila pamasahe papunta sa Sampaloc, no?
Nahanap nga nila yung birth certificate, original birth certificate ni Alice Go at immigration na I don't understand. Parang, anong aanihin nila? Diba? What exactly is your point? Do you have a point?
Nag-usap ka kami nung kasi parang sabi, minomonitor yung mga gadgets nyo, ganyan tinatry i-hack, ganun. Sabi ko, shit, ano ba nakakahiyang makikita nila dun sa mga gadgets ko? Nanonood ako ng mga Chinese drama na ina-advertise. Sabi ni Chris, ako din. Nanonood din ako niya. Sabi ko parang, naku, mababroadcast yata yung panonood ko. yung mga parang, hindi mo naman talaga hahanapin, pero kasi dahil nandiyan, tapos napanood nga. Tapos mamaya aliw na aliw ka na dun sa mga Chinese drama na lumalabas sa ads nung, lumalabas dun sa, kasi mga pag nilike ng friends, ganyan-ganyan. Saka syempre pag nakapanood ka ng isa, lalabas panay ganun yung mga, ayun. So, makikita nila? Diyos ko po, makikita nila yung history ng ng search ko. Just me. Ayun. Parang, okay. Ikaw,
Si
Dare,
Monica.
hinahunting ka na rin for sure, Dare eh.
Naku, tumigil ka, Joey, ah.
Nagbiyoto ka naman si Dare.
Okay, end live na. Bye. Bye.
Nagbiyoto ka, Dare. Ayan.
Ay,
Hindi
naku.
nila
Alam mo,
alam
sobrang,
kung saan ka.
alam mo yung sobrang desperate na nila na sobrang vindictive ng government na akala ba namin for more than 30 years, hindi siya nagalit, hindi siya gumanti, hindi na ganyan. Eh bakit ikaw in 3 years?
True. Diyos ko.
So, hindi na to, kaya ang ano ko dito is, baka hindi to si Bongbong. Baka yung,
Malamang, oo.
pili ko hindi ko si Bongbong eh. Pili ko to si, ano to eh, si
Si Mamshi.
Mamshi sa kasi. Sila talaga yung atat na atat dahil,
Oo.
syempre nga naman, no?
Mm.
Matutultukan ang mga continuity, ano nila, continuity plans. Alam mo yun,
Correct.
baka si Adjo nagpahanap ng galit yun.
Oo, gagawin ka na raw niyang first lady ba? Di ba Muslim naman yun?
Ba't naman siya sa akin magagalit? Dahil ni-reveal ko, hindi PWH contract sa pamilya niya.
Oo.
Oh, that's just the fact. Oh, di siya makasagot ngayon.
Pero, mm.
Ang tinanong ko naman, ang Muslim brothers and sisters, hindi ako nag-judge. Dahil hindi ko naman religion yan. Tinanong ko Muslim brothers and sisters kung kaharam ba o hindi haram ang kanyang ginagawa. Hindi ko po alam. Sagot, dahil hindi ako Muslim. At hindi rin ako religious in that way. So, sinagot naman ng mga Muslim. Oh,
Kumusta ka survey ni Adjong sa Lanao?
wala naman siya kalaban ng attack.
Wala ba siyang kalaban?
Ganyan sa mga provincial, bibig yung kalaban.
Oo. Zia, Alonto, Adjong. First District, Lanao del Norte. Lanao del Sur. First District, Lanao del Sur. 2025 candidates. First District. Ito ano niya, meron siyang kalaban. Dagalangit, Hadjiomar, Abofarjan, Makabato, Gebson Makabato. WPP, UBJP at saka Independent. Siya yung lakas. Ayun. So may kalaban siya.
Alam mo ba
May
yung
kalaban.
interview?
Ha?
Hi, Joey. Hi, Sas.
Hi there! Ayan na,
yes.
nagyaya ng live.
Yes, medyo off and on ako ha. Pero alam mo, may interview si Karen Davila with Johnny Pimentel. At sinabi talaga doon na yung issuance of sa detention sa kay Sas nga tsaka kay Dr. Rain. Tapos parang ang interview ni Karen Davila, sinasabi niya na, but these are the same vloggers who spread na kung sinasabi nila ay disinformation and everything. Sabi niya, grabing harsh si Karen Davila doon. As in, sinabi talaga niya na, ang kaibahan lang ngayon, these people are going against the government. But before, their fake news protected the president. So parang fake news daw protected the president Duterte before. Yes, alam mo na. Yes, sinabi niya yun, Sas. May post ako niyan. Kinuha ko yung interview nila. Yeah, tingnan mo sa page. Tingnan mo sa page. Tapos sinabi talaga niya, Sas. Alam mo si Karen, mabash to si Karen eh. Kasi bakit niya ina-associate yung 4 social media personalities to fake news? Eh yung detention order naman because of their quote-unquote absence. Pero
yeah, it has nothing to do. Well, yung kay Papi Mark, ang reason nila doon, ang reason nila kay Papi Mark, kasi merong pinost si Papi Mark attacking the TRICOM. So si Papi Mark na contempt siya because of that reason. Ganon. Hindi because hindi dahil sa hindi siya nagpunta or hindi dahil sa Yun yung reason dahil meron siyang pinost na for them it should be cited in contempt dahil directly attack.
Yes, but not to fake news. Pero ang sinabi ni Karen, panoorin mo yung interview ni Karen, yun yung sinabi niya. At saka, how dare of her to say talaga na these are the same people who spread fake news before at parang silang raw nag-suffer din sila sa media and all. Sabi ko, bakit niya may direct association to the,
Ano gusto ko sabihin kay Karen? Karen, nakikinig ka ba? Kung nakikinig sa Karen, yung mga TikTokers dito ha, i-cut nyo tong sinasabi ko. I-ano mo girl, palaki mo yung ano natin para bongga tayo.
Para maganda yung ano, wait.
Para maganda ang cut sa TikTok. Okay, TikTokers and YouTubers.
Ready? Get ready.
Ito ang sasabihin. Sandali lang, kailangan maganda naman ako. Karen Davila, anong sinasabi mo? Nabiktima kayo ng fake news at naapektuhan kayong mainstream media. Unang-una, Karen Davila, yung pinagsasabi mong fake news, kayo ang pinakamaraming fake news. No, habang lumalaki kami. Ano bang sinabi ni Lee Kuan Yew tungkol sa mainstream media ng Pilipinas noon? Na it is a widely sandali, i-quote, kailangan meron akong direct quote niyan. Ha? Sinabi to mismo.
Yes, maganda yung quote niya.
Lee Kuan Yew. Okay, Lee Kuan Yew. Philippines. Okay.
Media. Philippine media.
Anong sinabi ni Lee Kuan Yew? Ang sabi ni Lee Kuan Yew, Karen Davila, si Lee Kuan Yew na nagsabi nito. Ang sinabi niya, kailan niya ito sinabi? Sinabi niya ito ng around sa American Society. Okay. Sinabi niya ito noong kailan niya ito sinabi? 1990s. Sinabi niya, Karen Davila, a widely partisan press helped Filipino politicians to flood the marketplace of ideas with junk and confuse and befuddle the people so that they could not see what their vital interests were in a developing country. Do you understand that, Karen Davila? So, si Lee Kuan Yew na mismo ang nagsabi na kayo ang may kasalanan kung bakit nagkaletse-letse ang Pilipinas. Dahil, tatagalugin ko yung sinabi niya, tinapunan ng basura ang consciousness ng mga tao. Kayo ang may kasalanan. Okay. Tapos, sisisihin nyo kami? Sisisihin mo kami? Fake news. Kayo fake news ba? You have been disinforming the public for a very, very long time because ABS-CBN is corporate media. You are actually pushing for the corporate interest of the Lopezes na isa sa mga oligarko ng Pilipinas, and that is a historical fact. Ngayon, ang sunod, Karen, huwag ka nang magmaang-maangan. What you are actually experiencing is competition on who can actually connect with the Filipino masses for a very, very, very long time. Kayo dyan sa ABS-CBN, ang feeling ninyo, kayo ang may connection sa taong bayan at sa masa. Because kayo lang naman, namamayagpag kayo ang very, very connected sa masa Pilipino. At nung nagkaroon ng social media, nahubaran na ang inyong hypocrisy. Nagkaroon na kayo ng competition. And right now, you cannot keep up. You know why you cannot keep up? Because you're spending millions, darling. You're spending millions in order to connect with the Filipino masses, while people like us only has our moisture in order to connect to the Filipino masses. So, ibig sabihin, we are connecting to the Filipino masses with less money, with less makeup, with less false eyelashes,
Correct.
with just organic moisture.
And oiliness.
Ibig sabihin, Karen, you are being out-competed. At na namin yung mga sarap nyo kayong ABS-CBN. Because we grew up during the network wars noong 90s at ganyan din ginagawa ninyo, ABS-CBN at GMA sa isa't isa noong panahon na yon. Sinisiraan niyo yung isa't isa dahil gusto nyo makuha ang puso ng taong bayan. And that is exactly what you're doing right now. What you have been doing in the 90s. Hello? Sa tingin nyo ba? May amnesia kami, hindi namin alam pinagagawa sa isa't isa.
Correct.
Kasi sinisiraan nyo isa't isa na sinasabi nyo, yung isa ganito. Right now, sinong target ninyo? Ang target nyo ngayon, yung competition sa social media. Because we don't need millions in order to give the Filipino people, in order to convince them about what we're saying. We only have authenticity and moisture. And it's all organic. We don't need your fake lashes, fake makeup, and fake personality, Karen. Parang nakalimutan mo na, Karen, nagsama tayo noon yung interview kay BBM sa Malacanang, and that was in January 2023. Nagulat nga ako sa iyo, girl. Alam mo ba bakit ako nagulat sa iyo, girl? Ha? Nagulat ako sa iyo, girl, kasi ang bait-bait mo sa akin noon, no? Tapos, ang pinaka-nakakaloka, noong 2022 election, halos isumpa mo mga Marcos sa iyong interview, tapos noong January 2023, ay puta ka, para kang high school dalagitan, nakakita ng idol niya. You were falling over. PBM during that interview. Ako nga, hindi ko pinapansin eh. Tahimik lang ako. Ikaw talaga, you were fawning, girl. Fawning. Spell fawning. F-A-W-N-I-N-G. Diyos me, sa Dizzy Madrid na tigilan mo ako, Karen. You are being outcompeted. Simple.
Real
Kaya
talk
yun,
naman si Sas.
with a capital P, with a letter T, with an exclamation point, and a parenthesis saying, nek-nek mo, close parenthesis.
True,
Kala ko,
true.
Joey, tinag kita. Episode that we can watch, so that we can listen to that interview.
Oo, ito na. Ito.
4 minutes lang.
Oo,
Ayun.
nakita ko na nga. Ito.
Makapag-real talk naman si Sas.
Oo nga, todo. Ayan. Wait, sorry.
It's not a bipartisan, but conducting hearings is not a bipartisan activity. Anybody can conduct a hearing. It's not for purely
Okay.
reasons.
But all right, now the House Strike Committee, for example, speaking of those vloggers, no, and it's good that frankly Meta and Congress is acting against this information. But once again, I ask, is this out of the interest to protect this administration when it should be a national interest regardless of color? So the House Strike Committee cited in contempt and ordered the arrest of, I'll read, Alan Troy Sas Rogando Sasot, Mark Anthony Lopez, Lorraine Marie Badoy, Jeffrey Celis. But during the time of Duterte, these were the same personalities that were spreading what some called propaganda, disinformation, attacks against journalists. And yet, we didn't hear anything from Congress.
Yes, and then, mga few seconds, she did not hear talaga. Kasi yung signal ni Pimentel, may problema. Pero magsasalita pa siya dyan. It's really, she will really say something there talaga na, kaloka. Naputo lang sila ng mga few seconds. Sabi niya, we did not hear from Congress. Literally, talagang hindi siya nakarinig ngayon.
But Karen, during the past administration, can you hear me?
Yes,
No.
sir. Yes, sir. I can
No.
hear you. Yes. You're clear, sir. Go
Yes, during the past administration, it was not as prevalent as like today. That is really the objective of the TRICOM hearing, is to find a way to regulate all this fake news because it is getting out of hand.
Representative,
we had
let me just
last
say,
April 8th, and I
Representative,
believe it was the most fruitful hearing.
Representative, I just want to correct you. on that.
Yes,
No, fake news was as prevalent before, except it did not attack the powers that be. Fake news before attacked the opposition. It attacked the media. Today, it is attacking the sitting government. It was as bad, Representative, except the subject of the attacks today is the president. Dati kasi fake news protected the president. Mga vlogger po to supporting
and
Duterte.
that is precisely. Yeah, correct. I know. There were already fake news during the past administration.
Kaloka.
But if you will notice, those fake news did not focus on the administration, on the government, and government officials. So, based on the privileged speech of Congressman Ace Barbers and resolution, we took action on it because we do not want this fake news to be the cause of the collapse of the government. Hindi po ba, inatake ng gobyerno natin, hindi pa kami action.
Maybe you can give your thoughts on why you said it's vital and important to really pursue the disinformation now to arrest these vloggers. And is the House serious with the arrest warrant? Are you putting in resources to have them arrested?
Yes, we already signed the contempt order and the order of detention. As I've said, the order of detention is not a warrant of arrest, but rather it is an order to detain the resource person at the premises of Congress, but it has an effect of a warrant of arrest because we will be coordinating with the PNP authorities. So we have already cited for contempt, as you have said, the 4 personalities. I don't know kung nahuli na ba sila, but they will have to be detained until such time that the hearing will be terminated. Now, the reason, the objective, ultimately at the end of the day, the objective of this TRICOM hearing is to craft a legislation that will somehow regulate or mitigate this fake news. As I've said, everyone is a target, everyone is a victim.
Alam mo,
She said attacked, She said attacked. Did you hear that? Karen said
Alam mo,
attacked.
I think yung interview ni Karen, it's a PR interview.
Yeah, marami pa yan. Actually, sinabi niya yung minention mo dyan, Joey. Sinabi niya na yung gago is actually not a freedom.
always remember ABS-CBN has partnership with the media of Martin Romualdez. So, it goes without saying. So, parang lifeline nila yung ano ni Martin Romualdez eh. Actually, lifeline ng ABS-CBN ang mga Marcoses at Romualdez. As simple as that. Now, kaya yung ginawa ni Karen Davila, that's actually, hello girl, that is a PR interview. Na, may tanong pa siya, serious ba kayo? Na-arrestuhin? Really?
Actually, ito yung sobrang daming ano, no? Ang problem ko dun sa ano ni Karen, it is pretending to be in favor of the vloggers actually. It is actually pretending to be in favor of freedom of speech. Kasi parang ang sinasabi niya, itong mga to, ginagawa naman nila to dati pa. Whatever it is that she is referring to. But later on, I'm going to tackle specifically yung subject ng ibinibintang niya. Kasi ang point ni Karen is, itong mga vloggers na to, kung anong ginagawa nila ngayon, ginagawa naman nila dati. So why do you want them detained now? At bakit hindi naman yung Congress gumawa ng kahit anong paraan para mapigilan itong mga vloggers na to? Ginagawa rin naman nila yung ginagawa nila ngayon dati. So kumbaga parang sa part ni Karen, she wanted to appear as if she is asking difficult question dito kay Johnny T na hindi naman ginagawa yan dati tapos ngayon ano mo yung ang tawag dito, ipapakulong niyo yung mga vloggers yan. Why? Now in true Karen Davila fashion, she wanted to appear as if she's asking difficult question. But this is where everything she is saying is falling apart. Kasi yung iyong presumption, ginawa mong fact na yung mga vlogger na ito ay actually sinettle mo na eh. Sinettle na ni Karen eh, na itong mga taong to nagpapakalat ng fake news noon, nagpapakalat ng fake news ngayon. So bakit ngayon gusto niyo silang makulong? Bakit dati nagpapakalat sila ng fake news? Okay lang naman. Tigil-tigilan niyo ang kaka-refer sa mga vloggers ng fake news. This is the reason why I sued Ace Barbers. Sa totoo lang. This is the exact reason why I sued Ace Barbers. Because I am being perpetually referred to as a fake news peddler. I also refuse an interview, a mainstream media engagement asking me to participate in a debate. News 5 tong nag-ano sa akin, nag-i-invite sa akin. Tapos they wanted me to participate in a debate sa may UST. At ang topic daw is mainstream media. Sino ang dapat paniwalaan? Vloggers or mainstream media? And I refused that. Bakit? Kasi unang-una, you should teach people to believe information that can be verified. You should teach people to believe kung ano yung tama, kung ano yung totoong impormasyon. This is not about vloggers are more believable than the mainstream media or mainstream media is more believable than the vloggers. Putang ina! Tigil-tigilan niyo yung kasasalsal na kaming mga vloggers ang fake news peddlers dito. Diba? May mga vloggers na hindi accurate yung information, but so are you! So are you, mainstream media? Kaya talaga, it was really necessary for me to protect my reputation, my credibility, do sa being referred to as, ayan, fake news peddler yan, ayan, ganyan. Kasi ginagawa ng facts, mga putang ina yan sa mainstream media. Sobrang gago ninyo. And I think, yung ganong banat ni, yung mga ganong banat ni Karen Davila, those are unacceptable, no? Yung parang, talaga, putang ina nyo, kaming mga vloggers, ang fake news peddlers, kami ang mga fake news peddlers, kayo, pag nagpakalat nga kayo ng fake news, wala kayong sorry. Ang mga vloggers, kapag gumawa ng balita, na let's say fake news, defamatory, they have to face all their legal cases by themselves. Kayo, Karen, pag nademanda kayo tungkol sa mga fake news ninyo, you have an army of lawyers to defend you and your news organization. Sino mas malaki ang risk na tinatahak between you and the vloggers? Pagkatapos kung makapagsalita kayo, mga fake news, mga vloggers. Talaga? Can we stop looking at people based on their, kasi ganito yun yung tama si Sas sa sinabi niya kanina eh. We outlasted and outcompeted you. Despite us na walang makeup dito, walang studio, walang lighting, walang staff, walang mga kung ano-anong pagpapanggap, pero mas pinapakinggan kami ng tao kaysa sa inyo. Galit na galit kayo sa fact na yan. Kasi we figured out na ang kailangan ng tao ay totoong conversation. Hindi yung mga kaplastikan ninyo. Hindi, of course, ikaw, Karen, you're going to ask that question because you have to pretend that you are asking the difficult questions to our government officials. How do you do that? By maligning all of us. That's how you do it, Karen. Wala kang dangal.
Pero, alam mo Karen, bakit hindi mo kami ma-interview?
Correct.
Akala ko ba dapat objective kayo, fair? Bakit hindi mo interviewin? Alam mo Karen, nakita mo ako in person. Bakit hindi mo sinabi sa mukha ko na, oy Sas, nagpapakalat ka ng ganito? Bakit mo sinabi sa right on the space, darling, hindi mo kaya. Nakita tayo. O, hindi mo sabihin sa akin yan, harap-harapan. Nandun ka, nandun ako. O. Tapos ngayon, gaganyan-ganyan. Alam mo Karen, you cannot hide behind your thick makeup and full fake eyelashes. Kung ano talagang ginagawa mo. At alam naman natin lahat na yung network mo ay may partnership with Martin Romualdez. Eh, hindi mo nga, bakit, kaya kayo nagkakaganyan because you can no longer control the narrative. As simple as that. You cannot control the narrative. You've been controlling the narrative in the Philippine discourse for a very, very, very long time. And right now, the rise of social media made it possible for ordinary people, for Kamoisture, Kabarangay, for Kader to us and everyone to actually say their piece and actually have an audience. Before, pipili lang kayo ng mga tao pwedeng magkaroon ng audience. Right now, that power has been snatched away from your hands, and anyone who loses power actually will do exactly what you're doing. You are a declining power, and every declining power will actually prevent their decline. But the problem is, you're actually hastening it because you forgot that we actually have already a community. You don't have a community, darling. Karen, no one in their life will really find you their community. You are a person paid by ABS-CBN in order to actually put forward whatever your editor would like you to say. There's no freedom of speech there, darling. You are under editorial control, and the editor is under the control of the owner of your network, which is an oligarch. Who's controlling us? No one. Nag-imagine lang kayo may control sa amin, pero wala kayong mapatunayan. You know why? Because naiinggit kayo sa amin, because we can speak up our minds while you are slaves and prisoners of your golden cage, darling. Period.
Oh my goodness. that deserves to be dapat ilagay yun sa isang post. Yung sinabi ni Sas.
Pakikat yung part na yan.
Kasi ba naman Sas, nagpapakita ka ng hundreds of millions of views. Sino ba naman hindi ma-insecure sa'yo? Tapos, ang dami nanonood sa'yo. You're being quoted.
Hindi ka nagpapalit ng damit niyan si Sas, ha?
Another thing, how they try to belittle. Look at that. Tingnan mo kung paano kinuquote si Sas. Si Sas is a vlogger. Hindi na sinasabi na scholar, magna cum laude sa Leiden. Hindi sinasabi ng subject matter.
Kasi ganyan ang mga elitista there to us. Yan si Karen, elitista yan. Every one of them are elitista. Either elitista sila or mga social climber, as simple as that. At ang ugali ng mga elitista at social climber, kailangan gawin nila papangitin yung background ng isang tao in order for them to feel good about themselves. To look better. They would like to feel good about themselves. No? As simple as that. No, alam naman nila, parang sampalan kami ng CV. I have a higher education than them. I have a better academic background. I have a better training. I have a better international exposure than them, who are actually just third world grade journalists. Look at ABS-CBN. Ang tagal-tagal ng ABS-CBN for how many years? But look at them. Do they have international presence? Nothing. Because ano ba sila? Wala naman kayo. You are just like a mouthpiece of an oligarch. As simple as that, period. You don't have any global relevance, darling. Nothing.
Exactly.
Kaya nga may pinayuhan ako, no? May pinayuhan ako dahil nga nabigyan siya ng slot sa CGTN. Ngayon, nilalait-lait siya na parang naku, aanihin ka dyan, ganyan. Sabi ko sa kanya, darling, sabi ko talaga sa kanya, alam mo, kung diyan sa Pilipinas, look at what kind of news you are actually going to share to the public. Nasa CGTN ka, and then you're calling out reporters in Gaza. You're calling out reporters to report in New York. Eh pag nandiyan ka sa Pilipinas, ano ka sa Tondo, may sulog sa Tondo, ganyan. No relevance to the world. Nobody cares about whether there's fire in Tondo in the world. But now ngayon, meron ka ng relevance and you are actually being watched by actually billions of people. How many people watches ABS-CBN again?
Yeah. Sas, I would like to ask you, did anyone bother to contact you to get your insights and interview you? Yung pasabog mo na si Counsel Dove Jacobs was actually a professor in 4 subjects. Kasi kung sa ibang circumstances pa yun, kung nagkataon pa yun na
Hindi rin sila nag-cover about anything, even the expose, binakita ba nila yung mga DPWH contract ni Adjong? That is actually in the public interest. Is that fake news? Binakita ba nila yung grabe yung bloat ng budget ng House of
Budget ng House of
Representatives?
Representatives. Diba?
Ng ila, that's public interest. Sa akin na naman naririnig yan. That's why I'm
Exactly.
relevant, Karen. Because bloggers can hit it where it hurts. Kayo, under the control kayo ng may-ari ng network. At yung mga may-ari ng mga networks ninyo, kabarkada ng mga politiko, tigilan ninyo ako. Kung hindi kabarkada, kasimbutan. Tigilan niyo ako. Yun ang sabihin ko, tigilan niyo ako. Tsaka ninyo. Sobrang
Correct.
kapal ng makeup ninyo, nawala na sa sobrang kapal ng mga makeup ninyo at sa haba ng mga fake eyelashes ninyo, pati utak ninyo ang pupurol, di ba? Kaya, kita mo, Karen, you have been besmirching me. You journalists, every one of you have been ganging up on me, calling me this. Natinag ba? Nawala ba ang moisture ko? Mas lalong lumobo ang aking engagement. Mas lalong lumobo ang aking audience. What does it mean? Are you saying na ang mga Pilipino ay engot, boba, hindi nila alam kung sinasabi ko ay tama o mali o wala na sa common sense? Simple. Why is my milkshake bringing all the boys in the yard, Karen? Ask yourself, baby.
Indeed.
True. Ayan.